He is somewhat famous. Silence, especially because you're from Waterdeep, you know that he's famous to most, infamous to others, as part of Force Grey, an adventuring party who did some work for the Lady Lord, Open Lord of Waterdeep. They were all Silverhand, but like most adventurers, they're quite destructive, right? Like, so like I said, famous to most, infamous to some. He said that he knows of the ordning has been broken, and he's been going around trying to deal with some evil of his evil brethren. He's kind of not sure what to do in the big picture in the long term. So he's decided to travel north to the spine of the world to an ancient giant temple left over from the Empire of Astoria, the ancient giant empire, which was like 30,000 years ago. He wants to go there and ask the Oracle some questions, but he was hoping to find a group of like-minded adventurers. So he was very grateful to have bumped into you guys. And when Nicodemus explained that Zephyros saw that you all were gonna play a role, that gives him even more confidence that that you guys are the ones that he wants traveling with him. And you guys have decided to head up north to the spine of the world to ask the Oracle some questions.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to, divination. What can we find? What will we find at the Oracle other than the Oracle?
Can I just say that divination has like a parameter within 7 days, and you're not quite within 7 days.
Oh, okay. Didn't realize that. Okay, how about this then? Augury.
Okay, well, let's read it then. We don't have a whole lot of us today. We have time to actually read stuff.
Okay.
I mean, I could look it up too, I suppose, but...
Weal or woe is pretty much all the answer I'm asking.
Yeah.
If we go to the temple, will we find weal or woe? Bestow, curse, arcane, lock, astral, augury. I'm doing the ritual level. Ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Bones or similar items. Does it actually cost me money each time I want to do it? Or I simply have to have it? Does it consume? If it consumes.
What does it say?
By casting gem inlaid sticks, rolling dragon bones, or reading the yeast and barley in my back.
Yeah. Like you could read suds.
Yeah. Laying out cards or employing some other divination tool. You receive an omen from an otherworldly entity about the results of a specific course of action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes. Never mind.
Yeah, because I read divination and there was like a 7-day thing, and I'm like, okay, I don't got to worry about it right now because they're not quite within 7 days.
Never mind.
It is a long way because you guys got to travel way the fuck up north again. Not quite as far as it would be to Bryn Shander, but pretty fucking close. It's a long ways up north. Bryn Shander is more west, close to the coast. You guys are more inland now.
Uh-huh.
Right? So basically you guys will end up doing like a giant U and end up back up north again. Harshnag, because like the evil giants have been causing havoc and stuff like that, and people are kind of antsy, he does kind of, unless you guys otherwise specify, he does all he can to avoid civilized areas.
I'm okay with that.
if you
Unless
guys
I have to
do
run low on
decide, if you guys do decide to go to a town, he is not. He will meet you guys somewhere else.
Okay.
Right? Like he doesn't want to like,
cause trouble.
Yeah, he just doesn't. He would way rather not. He said the only place that he would feel comfortable going is like Waterdeep, and that's way fucking west now, and well, even kind of southwest.
Maybe it would be. Would it just would it be more feasible travel wise for us to head back to because Waterdeep wasn't but like a day or so away from Golden Trail, right?
No, I think it was about 3 or 4 days away, if I remember correctly.
But it wouldn't be more feasible to go there, catch a ship up north to the nearest point of departure,
and then travel eastward inland?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not asking the DM. I'm asking Harshnag and my other players. What do you think? Would it? Because I mean,
well,
I don't know, especially Silence. Hey, Silence, do you think it would be better to do that than to just head north across land? You're a bard, you're a traveler. Ooh, I can ask divination. Just joking. You can pull out and look at whatever maps you want. Yes. What's for us easier?
I was just gonna say, like, is this the type of thing where I make you guys roll an intelligence, or do I just tell you?
There's Candlekeep.
He pulled out a map. He's judging distances. But also,
Candlekeep is way the fuck south.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
There's Waterdeep. All right.
Okay, now follow the North Furrow Road to Golden Fields.
Good to be here.
Dresden. Golden Fields, North Road, Waterdeep. Amphenol, Dresden River. I gotta shrink this a little bit so I can see it a little more. I blew it up so I could see it better, but
Yeah, I'll make it interesting. You guys can each roll me an intelligence check, eh?
Harshnag.
Okay.
Bard, you can add in your proficiency bonus.
Okay.
Or not your proficiency, your jack of all trades, I mean. Sorry. Your +2 for your jack of all trades.
yeah. Let's see here. Well,
what is my intelligence? I have a +1 intelligence. That is a 17 total. Not bad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Boom. That should
hopefully
share that. And let's see here. That's a 10 for Garl.
Okay. Did you roll silence?
Yep, got a 9.
Okay. Nicodemus. Someone, like, let's just say you guys are camping right now. Let's say it's just the night before or whatever, okay? This is just a chance for you guys to talk.
Before we set out. How about that?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Everyone's, like, gathering up their gear. It's getting kind of chilly during the nights. I'll just point that out too. But you kind of start thinking about this. Should we like go to Waterdeep, and take a ship, and someone uses the term expedite our travel. And you think about when you left Bryn Shander and you traveled through the mountains, which happen to be spine of the world, but again, far west, near the coast. You guys went through that little mining town, and you met that dwarf that gave the wind-up dog?
Yeah.
Or not dwarf, gnome, sorry, rock gnome. And he is actually the one who said, if you're ever in Everland, if you guys need help to expedite your travel,
Where's Everland? The wizard could, teleport us, right?
and I think Everland is on the way-ish. Because if you did you find Golden Fields, Charles?
I'm trying to find the map that I got it on.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not a big deal.
No,
Uh,
but I just figured I'd kind of try it. There's Fields of Dead. All right, I went too far south. Come on, Waterdeep.
Where's Everland?
Waterdeep is there. And I'll bring that down a little bit to where we see more of the map, but yet can see some things.
Located southwest of Silvery Moon. And
Yeah.
situated on the north bank of the river Rauvin, Robin.
Yeah.
Everland is the second largest city in the Silver Marshes. So that's roughly where it is.
I kind of think that it should be like somewhere just kind of northish of you guys. Maybe
Yeah,
a little northeast, but
Well, right there is Silvery Moon.
Okay, so it's southeast of Silvery Moon.
so
Look for
east
the
of Silver
river.
Moon.
Look for the river Robin.
Right
And-
there. Oh, hold on.
Pull it down southeast of Silvery Moon. You should find Everland.
And let me go ahead and I'll share that.
I just Googled it, and that's what it said.
Well,
That's
Cool.
almost verbatim out of the adventure, Michael.
Really?
Yeah.
annotate and get the bouncing ball. Boom. And there's Silvery Moon. Here's the river Ravine. Right there. Here's the Evermoors.
Okay, I see Evermore's.
Yeah, right there.
Everland, not the Evermores.
Yeah, I'm not seeing Everland. I'm
You
assuming.
don't want to go to the Evermores.
Oh, we don't. Well, that's east of Silvery Moon. Is the Evermore's,
Well, it's probably south of that then, Everland.
and I see Grandfather's Tree. The
Yeah.
fuck, Grandfather's Tree?
You guys kind of map out a route however you want, I suppose. What the hell's it called? I could tell you even the valley that he wants to take you to in the spine of the world. You guys might be able to find that on the map.
Oh, I got the spine of the world where I can.
Yeah, but I'll tell you exactly what valley.
Okay.
Because it tells me where he wants to take you.
I'm not seeing Everland anywhere.
No, not on this map. I may need to find another map that goes down tighter. May not be a big enough place.
Well, it says the second largest town in the Silver Marshes behind, I suppose, Silvery Moon.
But
I see Sundabar. I see. I can't tell you. Stone Stand.
Harshtag tells you that those are barbarian burial mounds, and he does say we are in barbarian territory.
Oh, okay.
He says his whole north. He says it's sacred. It even motions to his axe, and he says, he's like, I don't have a good reputation. The barbarians aren't nice to begin with, but I don't have a good reputation with them because this axe is actually was taken from one of their mounds and given to me as a gift. He's like, so
Must
he's
have been a
like,
big freaking mound.
There's the spine of the world.
oh yeah,
Shining. All right, that's okay. I thought I had a map that would go down that deep, but maybe not.
the Valley of Kedron.
Valley of Kedron.
KHEDRUN. KHEDRUN.
All right.
Kilo Hotel.
Yep.
Echo Delta Romeo Uniform November.
No, I don't have it on that map, that valley, but that's here. Irregardless, I guess. No sense of holding the game up for that. But that's up in the spine of the world, right?
The Valley Kedron, yeah.
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 Okay. So, okay, I got the spine of the world there. But I'll leave that right there for now. And I'll see if I can find another map that may have that. Let's see here. Oh, right there, probably. That'll probably work. I think that's what you're looking. Let's see here. I'll get that there. God. I guess I need to write it down. It's not a real great map, but Kedron Val, right?
I don't know. KHEDRUN. I don't know.
Cthulhu, no, that's a different one. Okay. Because, well, let's do this. So, go now. That one.
Why?
But, spotlight. There's the spine of the world here. We got what I think maybe is awful blurry to me, the print on this one. Oh, there it is. Right up over here. Valley of the Cathedral. Right off here. Just west of Mirabar. And west of the mines of Mirabar. And north of Lurkwood. Let's see. I'll move this over here so that way, kind of center it and get it on up. And go back to there. Boom. Because you got Xanthral's Keep there on the one road going to Mirabar, but off the west is Valley of Cathedron there, going to the Great Worm Cavern.
You guys will be almost back to where you started. Hey?
Pretty much.
Yep. But there we go. We got the general gist, I guess.
Ay, ay, ay.
And seeing where he wants us to go. I don't know if going by ship would save us any time, Garl would say.
So let's just go to, oh God, where was it?
Everland?
Everland, and talk to the maid there about possibly helping us on our travel to the rest of the place. That wouldn't be out of the way, right?
No, I don't know. Everland?
Yeah.
I think Everland might be a little bit northeast yet for you,
Yeah.
but I don't know how far. I wish I could see, I would have had this all figured out. And do you know what? There's no easy way of figuring it out. I looked everywhere online to see if they had like point-to-point distances for this adventure, and there wasn't.
Yeah. Highmore, Misty Forest, Southwood, Starbout, the Evermores. Frozen Sea. Yeah.
On the first part of the journey, I was looking at all the life. There were plants and birds and rocks and things, and there were sand and hills and rings. The first thing I met was a fly with a buzz and the sky with no clouds. The heat was hot and the ground was dry, but the air was full of sounds. I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert, you can't remember your name because there ain't no one for to give you no pain. La 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 la. I gotta do one more verse, sorry. After 2
Go ahead.
days in the desert sun, my skin began to turn red. After 3 days in the desert fun, I was looking at a riverbed. And the story it told of a river that flowed and made me sad to think it was dead. I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert, you can't remember your name because there ain't no one for to give you no pain. La 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 la. After 9 days, I let the horse run free because the desert had turned to sea. Elephants and birds and rocks and things, and there were sanded hills and rings. The ocean is a desert with its life underground and perfect skies above. Under the cities lies a heart made of ground, but the humans will give no love. I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert, you can't remember your name because there ain't don't want for to give you no pain. There. Anyways, sorry.
Yay.
So you found the Valley of Kedron. Did you find Everland?
No, I'm still looking for it.
Okay. Because like, I don't know. This adventure is just not. I don't know. It's weird. They almost did it like, I don't know if it's a wild goose chase or like a red herring or a sandbox or what, this adventure, right? It's
It's fun all the same.
Let's see here.
well, a lot of my DM prep is literally just daydreaming and trying to sequence it together in my own head. Kind of like, what's the next element of the plot that I have to get you guys to, and then how am I going to do that? How am I going to do it as smoothly as possible and as plausibly as possible? And because they don't give you all that, they don't give you like the tie-ins, they just drop things in your lap. So even this, right, even the travel, it's like, well, they want you, they talk a lot how but it's about exploring the north. It's about exploring the savage frontier. And all these little places marked on the map, they give me like at least a paragraph on each one. But how they're relevant to the bigger picture, it doesn't say that for the majority of them. There's a few key places where it tells you this or that, but majority of it is just
Okay.
I know it's probably annoying, but
I could do a bit of a footloose and fancy free.
That's it.
it keeps my hands from, like I said, I quit smoking like November, December, like a year and 7 months ago.
Mm.
So otherwise I don't know what to do with my hands, right, when I'm gaming.
Thank goodness Freud is dead and buried, because he diagnosed you with an oral fixation.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, ain't that the truth, right?
Yeah,
Other than I'm happy because I managed to like not put on weight. I was very conscious about recognizing eating to fulfill that.
I
I
was conscious of it. Did it willingly.
No, I in fact I replaced a lot of that with just water.
Oh wow, they got Menzo Baranzan on this map I found. It's just east Mithril Hall.
I was just gonna say, I think it's under like what the fuck is it called? Not the,
Just north of Silvery Moon. Under some wood.
yeah, that's exactly. I'm trying to think of the name of the woods. Oh, what is it now?
Lurkwood?
Maybe it is a Lurkwood even.
It says the Lurkwood. And
Yeah.
That's little.
Yeah.
But they got Mithril Hall. And it's just like to the east of Mithril Hall.
Yeah. I knew it was east. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay.
And it's just it's about twice as far north of Silvery Moon as it is east of Mithril Hall, but they're still real close.
Yeah.
Menzo Branson. I'm assuming it's significantly farther underground.
Yeah. It's actually not that deep of a city either. It's pretty close to the surface, like relative, for a drow city.
Uh-huh.
That's why it's so infamous, right? Like,
Because it is so close.
Oh, shoot. I'll leave that down.
On the
I
road
found
again.
dots that probably would be everyone, but they don't have to name them.
I would hope you're a musician that plays, so I would hope you love it.
You see the thing, I love playing so much. I wouldn't even care if I wasn't a musician.
That's a strong love of music right there.
I love it. Honest to God, when I hear other people talk about music, even when people say like, "Oh, an artist," I'm like, "What?" And I would never consider myself an artist. I'm a guitar player. I love playing guitar. Period. It's like playing guitar for me. Like you guys probably heard me say, it's like taking a dirt bike out for a ride. It's fun. I'd do it for any other reward.
Let's see here. This is,
One step closer to being a Beatle.
Never mind. I got into shit the other day.
that's
A friend of mine posted, she's like, AC/DC, Pearl Jam, Coldplay. She's like, those are 3 popular bands I really don't care for. She's like, what are popular bands that you think
Pearl
are
Jam?
overrated?
AC/DC and Coldplay, but not Pearl Jam.
Anyways, so people are posting, right? People are posting. She had like 120 some comments. I put Pink Floyd, the Beatles, and ABBA.
Don't you dare.
Did people ever jump on my neck?
Yeah.
I offended everybody. Everybody loves either the Beatles, Pink Floyd, or ABBA. And I'm just like, what? How come I'm the one who has to fucking defend himself? I thought that's precisely the whole point of this post. Was like, and then they're like, well, tell me why. And I said, okay, because like Pink Floyd is boring. Like I like bands that fucking make you want to move, not ones that want to make you just,
Dream.
Yeah.
Sit and dream.
I that's not my type of music at all. And then the Beatles, to me, they're just like an overrated pop band. They just were popular because they were like pretty much the first, right? Like I would way rather listen to Status Quo or the Hollies, right? If you want to talk.
I can actually give you an argument in defense of the Beatles, but keep going.
And then ABBA, well, they just like, I mean,
Dancing Queen was my jam, bro.
disco at its best. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I actually really like a lot of that disco stuff because I'm just blown. Like, it's a 16-piece band, right? Like, there was such a high level of musicianship in a lot of that stuff. And then all it was just like ABBA was just like such a bubblegum pop version of that. Like, I remember being like, whenever 4 or 5 years old when the albums came out, and people like, I remember being at a cousin's, they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna play ABBA, and I remember being like, oh, even then, and they're like, what? You don't like it? I'm like, it's terrible. Like I was 4 years old and I remember hating it. Like, gives me like a musical toothache. It's just, I don't know. And like I said, but they made me have to defend my opinion. It was such a weird thing. I'm like, well, that was the whole point of this whole post. Was like, what are bands that are popular that you just can't stand? And like, I'm like, I didn't jump on anyone's throat for saying AC/DC or CCR or, whatever.
well, what does it matter? The bottom line, the question was,
right.
Your opinion.
In your opinion. Exactly.
Your
That's
opinion
100%.
Your opinion is never wrong.
Right. That's exactly it, Charles. The question was, in your opinion. So I gave my opinion. But I was laughing at how I literally offended everybody with the choice of 3 bands. Yeah, like people tell me all the time, "Oh, I hate AC/DC." I don't. I'm like, good. More of them for me to love,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yep.
like I could care less if you hate the bands I like. I honestly could. And that just proves to me that like I'm onto something, right? Because if the mainstream likes it, then it's usually pretty shitty. And that's just my experience of being like a musician for almost 40 years. So that's all my opinion means. Because to me, okay, here's some philosophy for you guys. Have you guys ever read the Zen of Art, motorcycle maintenance and shit like that?
I've
have-
heard of it.
Real good point in there. Good is a noun, right? When you're a good person, that's good isn't a quality. You are good. Good is a noun. A good person is made of good, right? And if you want to define good, good is quality, right? So good music should have quality. Now, when you're a musician, quality means a technical ability as well as being able to express yourself. And there's a few other things that are maybe less tangible or whatever we could define or whatever. But still, good is a noun and good is quality. So good music should have quality. And I think that the quality in ABBA is like honestly in like the studio production.
Yeah,
But still, quality. Who determines quality? The
that's the
individual.
next question.
You can that's the thing, quality is totally measurable.
Okay, how? I'll buy it.
Well, it just is. I mean, like I said, musically speaking, it's like, well, can you sight read? Can you play this style? Can you do this? Can you right? Like there's things you
That-
could measure.
Well,
Right.
yeah, but those are more proficiencies than quality.
Yeah. I mean, they're a good indicator if someone has those skills, but you can still have someone who's never actually done that and they can still bang out incredible stuff.
I mean,
Right,
just because.
Which I
let's-
said that, you know, I said technical proficiency as well as like expression and stuff like that, right? And I don't know, like like some of the best musicians out there are people that you'll never even know about, right? Like my favorite people always say, "Who's your favorite guitar player?" Oh, how the hell, I always forget how to say his last name. Like Pinky Tuscadero, Tommy.
See, mine.
Tommy Gunn?
No,
See, mine is
Tommy
a toss-
Tedesco.
See, mine's a toss-up between Junior Brown and Chet Atkins.
Yeah, and me is Tommy Tedesco. He's a studio musician from California during the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Every song you love from that era, he played.
Whoa.
All the Beach Boys, that's Tommy Tedesco. Everything on TV, everything from MASH, Three's Company, Magnum PI, A-Team, all the soap operas, everything.
I think I've heard of him, yeah.
Tommy Tedesco. Part of the Wrecking Crew, like Carol Kay, like the female bass player, studio musician. She's like, you know, famous icon. She's the one who did like all the Cher stuff and a lot of that. Well, when Motown moved, like that whole Phil Spector scene, right? Carol Kay. Well, that's all them, the Wrecking Crew, right? And Tommy Tedesco. Everything I fucking ever loved as a kid is Tommy Tedesco. All that 70s music, all that fucking ballad AM shit, that's all Tommy Tedesco, right? It's all like he is literally like oh my god, like Michael, just Google his name and you'll get leveled. You'll get leveled
Tommy
on
Tedesco.
everything that he did. He did everything. You know? Like, now that's a fucking musician. You know, you want to talk an artist? Tommy Tedesco. Carol Kate because they did everything. They created the soundscape of our world.
He's an American.
Well, he's Italian American.
Okay.
More
Let's head
importantly,
to Evelyn.
you guys
Where were
decide
we?
to head to Everland because it's probably like the closest way to travel expeditiously. You guys travel for some time. Who cares how long? Everyone's just full rested. Okay? Because I don't know how many days. We're tired of figuring it out. If anyone is watching this on YouTube, D&D is
Yeah,
not
but
math.
one fan.
No, that's just me. I just watch the videos every week.
Yep.
We, and I mean we as in you guys, like I said, Far Eye disappeared in the middle of the night, that one night. After being somewhat shaken up, after the night you guys first met Harshnag, and you guys were talking, and he had even mentioned, King Hecaton, the king of the storm giants, thus would have technically been king of all the giants, that he's disappeared. So that's why things are even more tumultuous, because there's no one even to physically rein any of these giants in, right? So he wants to go to the Oracle. Since that night,
Dude, he did the theme song for MASH.
yeah, that's what I just said. He did
Oh, okay.
everything. He did everything. Like, look at his song credits. Like, because like I said, the Beach Boys, every Beach Boys album, they didn't play in the studio. Tommy Tedesco played it, and Tommy Tedesco was actually told by so many bands, they're like, hey, Nick, can you tone it down? I can't play that. Like, right up until the era of like actual album bands, right? When when actual bands would come in and do their albums. Before that, it was all studio musicians would do it, and then the bands would go tour.
Yeah.
After they learned the material, right? But the songwriter would come in, or the singer would come in with the song, with the chart, and it's literally just the chords and the words. And it's the wrecking crew who would play it and would hone it and would refine it, and bam, you got a song, right? They would put their own thing into it, their own spin on it. And he said because like they were the wrecking crew, because there was the old jazzers, the old jazz guys who did the studio stuff, and these young guys came in and they didn't want to play the rock and roll. And the young guys are like, yeah, well, we'll do the rock and roll. It was for cash only gigs. They couldn't even contract because it was breaking union rules. So they would go to one studio, record for 2 hours, record 3 or 4 hits, travel across town to another studio and spend the afternoon recording another 3 or 4 hits. And they make their $75 a day or $75 a session. They never got any fucking royalties, no nothing. They were just, next day they do the same thing, record 3 or 4 hit songs for all these people, right? And then the bands would have to go, okay, well, now we got to learn the song and we go tour. All the Monkees, everything on TV, like every fucking TV song, come and knock on our door, we've been waiting for you, Well, I bet we've been together for 1,000,000 years, right? That's all the wrecking crew, all the music. And you can hear it after a while. Once you start listening to the radio, and once you get familiarized with that, you can hear it. You can hear an old song from the 60s, 70s. It'll be like, put your head on my shoulder. Oh, yeah, that's the wrecking crew, right? You can just hear it. As you guys travel. What?
I was just going to say, has this just become music in the olden time was better of a podcast?
Well, no, it's just the musicianship was amazing. Far Eye's gone. Cloud is flying in the sky. I would guess. And traveling with the three of you is Warvel and the Goblin. You guys are following behind Harshnag. He knows which way to Everland. You guys say he could help you guys travel. He is leading you guys there. He doesn't. You can tell that he's like not so keen on going into civilization, and he's like, I don't know. I assume you guys tell him. You guys will help him out somehow, but
Yeah, I'll try to avoid
Yeah.
civilization as much as possible. But
Yeah.
if we do happen to go into town, I will stay
Yeah.
in contact with you by using use of the sending spell that I've added to my spell list, and I try to make myself familiar enough with him so it should work, which I'm assuming won't be so difficult. Just traveling.
oh no, he's friendly enough. He's not like a super gregarious guy,
Nah.
and he's kind of calm, quite calm around you guys. Let's roll for weather here. Let's roll for temperature. Who's gonna roll me die 20s?
Hang on. Oh, I got a 17.
Okay. It is cold today. Roll me a d4.
Okay. 4.
Ooh, it's cold. It
Oh dear.
It's gonna snow. Wind.
We're gonna freeze.
Let's put it this way.
At least Harshnag's okay, right?
Oh yeah. In fact, he's not sweating today, but his axe is glowing. And I mean, it's cold. Like honestly, it would be. It
Like
would
a frost
be.
brand.
Oh, it would be. Like. Okay, because this is the way. I would say that it's like 0 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, okay.
My cloak will not be fluttering in any breezes.
Your cloak won't be fluttering? But it always flutters.
Yeah, that's too cold. I'm gonna keep it wrapped around me.
Ah. Makes more sense.
Yeah, so that's like, what, 15 below or something like that.
Yes, that's fucking cold.
It's just
Okay,
the first-
let's
the
roll
first
for
morning.
let's roll for wind.
Someone else roll. I might just roll bad.
All right, how about a 3?
No wind. Let's roll
Oh,
for
thank goodness.
precipitation.
Thank God.
No wind chill.
I was just worried about that. How about a 13?
Oh, no precipitation.
Not snowing. Okay. Not snowing, not windy. All right.
Just cold.
Because of that, for a long ways away, especially with cloud, you guys may not notice it, but like a long ways away, you guys can see a thin line of smoke that goes straight up into the air to the stratosphere, and then it's like it hits like a glass ceiling, like it goes up like a column, and then it just, you could see where it spreads like hundreds of feet up in the air, thousands of feet up in the air. It looks.
Is that where we're going there, Harshnag?
He says no. That's Everland would still be farther, but that like it's like 10 miles away if it's a clear day and it's calm. That's But it looks like quite a big fire.
And that's what Garl would be saying. That for us to see that far away and notice that line of smoke, is there a village on fire or a farm?
Marshdag shrugs. He's like, there's could be little settlements anywhere, but he says that's not Everland or anything.
That's not good.
It is on our way, Garl would say, right?
More or less, yeah. It won't take you guys like way out your way or anything.
Maybe
No,
we
it
need
won't
to
be,
see, investigate it, and see if they need our assistance.
I concur.
Yep.
Could be rampaging giants for, Maw or something.
Garl look up at their new companion, and he'll say, "What do you think there, Tiny?"
he just hoists his axe and he says, yeah. He's like, it's if someone could be in trouble, yeah.
Onward, our mighty troop will go.
He never really seems like he's in much of a rush. He's a giant. Time
He has
is.
big steps.
Pardon me?
He has big steps.
Yeah, and yeah, do you know what? He actually isn't like making you guys hustle. Like he is like pretty lackadaisical. He doesn't like make you guys feel like you're rushing after him. He just moves very steadily.
Garl pull on his boot and say, "Hey, Tiny, why don't you put me on your shoulder? I can get a better view."
Okay. He says, I can do that.
And Garl
He just reaches down and grab.
Garl will sit up there and get the free ride.
You can. You totally can. You can, like, he's even like on it. Like I said, he's even like wearing a helmet that's made from a skull of a white dragon. It's even got like horns and stuff where you can easily stand on his shoulder and hold on to the horns and balance yourself. Like, I mean, what, you're only 40 pounds or whatever?
Let's see here. I think I'm less than that, but I'll double check.
35.
I got it down here. No, I'm more than that. With all my equipment and everything, I'm 82 pounds.
Yeah, it's fucking nothing.
3 foot tall.
That's nothing. That's nothing.
Not to him, it ain't.
No,
me.
not, yeah.
I'm doing good.
Yeah, you can totally ride on your shoulder if you want to. He
Yeah.
has no qualm about it. It's probably not even the first time it's happened.
And Garl would try to use that added height to his advantage for scouting out in front of the group to spot the.
Also makes a good sniper perch.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's far enough away where you guys travel. It literally is about 3 hours.
Oh, that's a
But-
tall fire.
But I'm trying to use actual reality, right? If you watch the weather, they always say visibility when it's super clear. They say 16 kilometers visibility. So I'm roughing it up to 10 miles, averaging it about 3 hours. You guys go. It's hilly. There's a little bit more copses of trees here and there.
Oh, okay.
You guys eventually come to a point where you guys are getting close. Let's say you're about a quarter mile away, and you can see that it is quite a big fire, but it doesn't look like a forest fire or an entire village on fire. But you can see just the stream of white smoke because it's calm and it's cold, how it just goes straight up like a ribbon and then it spreads in the sky. Like hitting a ceiling.
Still think we ought to get a little closer to see what it is on fire. Keep a weather eye, whoever
The
started.
The
Probably-
wings flap of cloud. And he lands nearby, and he rustles his wings and tucks them in, and you can see he shivers under his wings a bit. And he points over, and he says turns his head sideways, so he blinks his one eye at you, and he croaks, "Giant!"
What kind of
Yeah,
giant?
I'm on one.
What kind of giant?
He holds out his hand, and does it produce flame in the palm of his hand. There's just a flame bigger than like a candle flame just cupped in the palm of his hand. And he looks down
Okay,
at it,
cool.
and the fire reflects in his eye when he blinks.
Where is it?
A giant fire. Ooh.
Fire giant.
Where is
And
it?
he nods a funny bob of his head. Not like how we nod our chin, his whole head bobs when you say
Like a
that.
chicken bob?
When you say that, Garl, his head bobs.
Ooh, dear.
Now, we should be aware, because as a general rule, fire giants are bad. But as we've all learned from this, simply because something is allegedly bad does not necessarily mean they are. Sorry once again for whacking you with some magic there, Harshnag.
He pats you on the back, almost knocking you off your feet. Like almost buckling your legs.
But maybe we should try to talk to him first before, we go and try to attack said fire giant. But we should at least approach cautiously.
Yeah.
And you could see Harshnag's axe. Although it's daytime, you can see that it looks like his axe is glowing. And how would Cloud say it? He says, "Big hole, big fire."
Wait, there's a hole with a fire in it? Meteor?
He kind
Anyone?
of turns his head sideways and blinks, and he says, "Giant, stay warm. Ogre's in hole."
Ogres are in hole.
How many
Giants are
ogres?
staying warm.
How
He
many ogres?
blinks. He blinks, tilts his head, thinks. 4.
All right, we can do this.
How many giants?
Just one.
One fire giant and 4 ogres in a hole
Hobgoblins.
Oh,
with
fuck.
hobgoblins. Oh dear.
It's starting to look like it's not doable.
Yep. And I do question, why on earth are they in a hole?
So people walk
Treasure?
on the ground, see them.
Treasure. This is starting to sound like the giants got them digging up a treasure.
Well, let's sneak up on them and assess the situation. Possibly we can hear what they're talking about.
I'm not opposed to this idea. I'm just saying Harshnag may find it a little difficult to sneak.
Yeah. I'm in agreement with that statement.
Well, Garl will say, well, I can break out my bag of tricks I got here, my little disguise kit. I can make him look like a big owl bear.
I got a disguise kit as well, but I don't think it will be enough.
Oh, fuck it. Don't worry about it. It's just a 26-foot tall owl bear coming to me. No need for alarm. Everybody
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the sneakiest of us should sneak forward and take a look.
Now, yeah, I'm okay with Harshnag's not sneaking. Okay, so that's obvious. Harshnag.
I'll be back. I gotta go get Pepsi. I'll be right back.
You okay?
We disguise him as a tree.
The tree's
Without
moving.
leaves?
How about Silence and I sneak up on him? You continue up there, Carl, hiding in his locks of luxurious hair.
Yep.
We let Harshnag deal with the guy. And then go from there. Talk to him, Because frost giants and fire giants aren't necessarily they're not like friends, but they may talk. Especially since the fire has all his troops with him. He probably wouldn't consider Harshnag to be a threat.
No, that's the point.
We ascertain what they're up to, because just because he's a fire giant does not mean he's evil.
True.
As we've learned from our dear friend Harshnag. He makes contact, we find out what's going on, and then we go from there.
I hate to metagame on behalf of my guys, but why don't you do any ritual spells now?
Because I never think of it. Yes,
Yeah.
all right.
That's why I hate the metagame as a DM, but I'm just reminding you. Because you were right off the bat, you wanted to utilize that ritual, so I mean...
What, Augury, what happens? Pour myself a beer, sit there, sip on it, blow the foam, yada yada, and that's my 15-minute ritual to determine, based on the signs of this.
Yeah,
whether
you basically guzzle a mug, and then you read the foam pattern, residual pattern inside.
Yeah. What will happen if we attempt contact with this fire giant party?
Is this Wheel or Woe?
Yeah, Augury.
Whoa.
Okay, so they're up to no good.
Oh dear.
So are we just going to let them go unmolested, or are we going to do something about them?
How would we molest them?
I hate to put it like this, but if we take out the fire giant, the hurt they can do is a lot less. Plus, they'll be leaderless, fighting amongst themselves. That's all we got
They'll
to do.
be in a hole.
Fire giant and bolt. We get the fire giant down, we run.
Good.
Focus on the leader. Take the leader of the pack down. That's what we do in the woods when we're hunting those dirty dire wolves.
Yeah. Just take out the fire giant, and then we can flee. We don't have to worry about anybody else.
Good point.
Because their effectiveness at, marauding and pillaging has just significantly went down.
Besides that, we gotta free my subjects.
Yeah. The bugbears, he didn't say any goblins. Are there any fucking goblins over there, too?
I heard hobgoblins.
What do you call it? Cloud nods again, a head bob of affirmative.
Oh, there's goblins.
And he says, maybe dead. And again, he bobs his head but he lifts his wings like a shrug. Maybe dead. Maybe dead.
All right. So we go.
Oh boy.
Maybe dead.
We call that.
Y'all sneak
Ah!
up. Our
I'm just
snack
doing the
boldly
I'm just doing the Mark McKinney chicken lady, right? From Kids in the Hall.
Yep.
Right? Like that's
squishing your head. I heard they were going to reboot Kids in the Hall.
they've been actually doing the road show for the past few years.
Okay.
Like they're all back together doing it on the road. And the thing is, and it started out doing classic skits, and then they started doing new stuff, and now they have a bunch of new stuff. They're thinking of doing a new show, and I always hear about it. And I mean, like they are like four of like Canada's 10 celebrities, right? Like, so you see them on like Canadian talk shows quite a bit, or hear them on Canadian radio quite a bit talking about.
I
There's
love
something-
Moxie Pruvis.
I know you do. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the few Americans.
Like you said, Canada's cherished band is the Tragically Hip. They're like Canada's whatever. I don't know how you'd say it, but anyways, so
Harshnag, you walk up there because you can't sneak. We'll be right with you. Garl will be hiding in your locks of hair. And we'll be sneaking around behind your feet. You engage Fire Giant, find out what's up with him, and just know that we have your back. Fire Giant's the key. We knock him out, and then fuck the rest. We can run or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Harshnag.
I will say that you guys could get us 200 feet a good distance because of like kind of the hills and the copses of trees and even like the occasional rock left over from the last ice age. Right? There's just you guys just
Probably also shouting distance. That's about when by the time the giant could shout to another giant. Halt! Who goes there?
so
200 feet works for Garl.
yeah. So it's kind of the terrain. Kind of like you come over kind of like a bit of a hillock, right? And you can see 200 feet away that there is a giant mound of earth and rocks that is heaped up, which is the tailings from a pit that has been excavated. Surrounding this pit that has been excavated is several goblins laying on the ground with shovels and picks strewn about, and you don't know if they're dead or sleeping. But there is 4 ogres pulling on ropes like they're trying to haul something out of the pit.
Mm-hmm.
There is 7 hobgoblins around with whips trying to motivate these ogres into pulling. They are all being supervised by a fire giant who is overlooking this whole process, and he's standing near the pile of earth, and next to him he has a giant bonfire which he is very close to for warmth, because like I said, it's cold out. He's not taking damage, however, he doesn't like the cold. The cold is very extreme to him. So he is a bonfire for warmth, and you can see where trees have been pulled out of the earth and whatever to keep this bonfire going.
With you all, but I'm starting to think that maybe we ought to just take this campsite for ourselves because some hot apple cider sounds really fucking good right now. As I say that, the breath, you can see my breath, it's that cold.
So I hope that was enough of a picture for you guys.
Yep.
Yep.
The pit looks like it's about 50 feet across.
Diameter, roundish.
Yeah, roundish, more or less, yeah.
Okay.
But you can see, you said, the big pile of earth where it's been excavated out. That and these 4 ogres are pulling on ropes on something. It doesn't look like they're making any headway, but these hobgoblins are using their motivators on them. And you can hear the yelling, right? Stuff like that. But as soon as you guys kind of come into like where you can see, the fire giant actually has a surprisingly good passive perception. And as soon as you guys kind of come over, you just see him glance in your direction. His head turns, and he sees you all. Or he sees Harshnag or whoever, if you guys are hidden, because Harshnag would be the first one he sees coming over the trees or the hill. And he shouts in giant Nicodemus, you understand him say, "You come here and pull."
All right, do it. But ask him, what are we pulling up?
Okay, Harshnag just stops and he lifts up his helm. And he says, in giant, basically, like, he says, in a very casual demeanor, he just basically, so what are you pulling out of there? But in giant, right?
Mm-hmm.
But very casual, like he doesn't address him or introduce him, or he just. And the fire giant looks very peeved that he's asking. You can see his brow really furrows that he didn't just jump to it.
Well, the ordning, schmuck.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. but it sucks when you're supposed to outrank someone, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I never drink pop, and this tastes so good. Holy cow.
Darrell will kind of get ready with his bow.
Oh, you easily can, because like I said, Harshnag is so tall that like you guys could easily stay below the line of invisibility or of visibility if so you wish, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like as soon as like this giant sees Harshnag's head appear over his line of visibility, you guys still have like fucking 17 feet of you guys are mice. Harshnag's, what do I say now? Because he looks peeved, right? Like that fire giant you can see 200 feet away.
About that time, Garl will let loose.
Hey, we're gonna roll initiative.
Ah, shit.
Uh,
21 for Garl.
hey, hold on though. I gotta
Okay.
get my guy here. Oh, I gotta restart this. I was putzing around with it. Hey. Okay. Okay. Let's start with your initiatives, you guys. Kath?
I got 12.
12. And Nicodemus?
16.
Okay. And Garl?
21.
Okay, it's gonna go Garl, Nicodemus, Kath, bad guys.
Damn. All right. What about Huckleberry?
I'm gonna put the NPCs like I usually do, just at the bottom.
Okay. Oh yeah, we got like Goblin still with us, ain't it? Gobbo.
Yeah, you got the Goblin and what's his head? Warvel. I just do it for my own sanity. I just put the NPCs at the bottom.
Okay.
If that's okay with you guys,
Yeah,
rather than
that's
me
fine.
trying to roll initiative for the 3 of them and then trying to remember where. I just
Yeah.
do them at the bottom because they're always doing something. Anyways,
Always in the something.
so it works out perfectly. Garl, you want to take a shot? He has no clue that you are there.
Okay.
So I will let you roll with advantage.
I'm,
Technically, you're invisible to him right now. So don't forget about your extra attack too for your.
Gloomstalker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The first one will be with the advantage is I'll take -5 off to that, so that's 21 for the first shot,
That hits.
and the second one would be a 14.
That one misses.
Okay. And 6, and those are and that's a D6. That will be 4 plus 3, 27 points of piercing damage.
Wow.
There between the sneak attack damage and his sharpshooter and such. And then after that, Garl will go ahead and he's going to use his cunning action and hide in Harshnag's hair.
Okay. Yeah, he's got enough like flanges and horns and stuff on that helm. His
That's let's see here. That will be a 17, no, an 18.
Okay.
And then he's being quiet, and that's kind of all he's doing.
Nicodemus, you see an arrow goes flying and hits this giant right in the neck, and he just swats at it. You see like the fletchings fall.
I'm gonna
And
stay
you see
down.
you see him reaching back towards the mound of earth.
But he's probably got an axe or
Well,
something.
he does have a big greatsword with him, but strapped over his shoulder. But
Mm,
well, it looks like he's reaching back towards a big rock. It's not a secret. It's just
yeah. Probably got something like that on there. He's like 200 feet away, right?
Yeah.
Guys working around his feet.
200 feet. The big bonfire. He's standing beside a big bonfire next to like this mound of earth, and then there's this 50-foot pit with 4 ogres being motivated by some hobgoblins, and you can see where there is like goblins strewn about laying on the ground. You don't know if they're dead or what, but there's like shovels and pickaxes all over.
I want to try to move forward. That's pretty much all I'm going to do this round. Is I'm going to attempt to move forward as stealthily as possible.
Roll me
So-
stealth. If you have to roll disadvantage because you're armored, please do so.
No, my armor's fine. My armor's not disadvantaged.
Okay, great.
So I'm just going to like dash, but I'm assuming my movement is halved because of that or something. I don't know.
Technically, stealthing, yeah, your movement is halved. You are correct.
So, just my regular movement, I suppose, while maintaining stealth is all I'm doing this round.
Okay, so you're gonna move 30
And
feet
I'm
closer.
going to do a really horrible job of that. I'm like literally just like doing this. I rolled 1. I'm literally, sitting there doing the creeping, like, ding, ding, ding. I know you can't see me, but got the hands up, crouch.
Yeah, you're
on
doing
my
like the cartoon
toes.
tiptoe, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, yeah,
you're all
yeah.
like
Broad
you're all like
daylight.
pizzicato on the violin, ding, 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 ding.
So yeah, that's pretty much my turn. That's all I wanted to do. Hell, just to make it even more horrible, as I near the end of my 6 seconds, I'll look back at Harshnag and be like, "Don't worry, he'll never see me coming." I'll yell that in giant. I don't fucking know. Okay.
Okay, you guys can all see Nicodemus creeping through the forest or through the woods, kind of along like the base of a hill where there's. I won't even don't even think trees, more saplings, right? Maybe like the diameter of your thumb to your wrist, right? Just saplings, quite thick on the side of this hill. You see Nicodemus go off, and silence.
Yep.
What did you want to do? You guys are 200 feet away.
Okay, all my stuff I need to get closer for. So, but Nicodemus just kind of screwed up the fact that there are other people here, so for the moment I'm just hiding.
Mm-hmm.
Staying stealth.
Okay. Do you want to like consider it like a dodge action or something?
Might as well, yes.
Okay.
In a moment, that'll be dexterity, wouldn't it?
No, just a dodge action. That's just, you could just say I'm going to take a dodge action, which means
sorry.
right, you're putting your entire action into doing that.
What?
Yeah.
So, should you get attacked, they will have disadvantage because you're actively dodging
Yeah,
instead of
then.
attacking. Okay. Because what are the basic actions? I think they're dash, dodge, disengage, hide, and attack, right? Use a skill, right?
Yeah.
So, anyways, so you're gonna dodge. The fire giant reaches over and he grabs a rock and he throws a rock at Nicodemus.
Poor Nicodemus.
But he misses you because
He rolls as bad as I do.
Well, he had disadvantage for the distance.
Oh.
100 and because if you moved 170 feet, he had disadvantage. I rolled a 14 and a 19. So 14 doesn't hit you, right?
Nope.
Right. So that's exactly. See, so he missed you with disadvantage but like this rock, he just reaches over reaches into this pile of earth. His hand pulls out a rock and he chucks it at you, Michael, as easy as like a kid would just chuck a pebble. And you at first think, "Uh-oh," because this rock just comes sailing at you, but he manages to like miss you. But when it comes crashing through like these young trees, they just snap. Like your bones would have been pulverized. And in Giant, he also yells a terrible insult at Harshnag for associating with
little people.
Yeah.
Little people lover.
Yeah. And then he says,
"That's okay. You throw like a goblin."
And then he shouts at the hobgoblins, and he says, "Drop those ropes and bring them all here to me." And the hobgoblins are going to motivate the ogres to be moving towards you guys. They don't move too much closer because they're actually, the ogres and hobgoblins are going to use their actions to like, hey, ogres, get over here, get your clubs, let's kill those guys. So they're coming over to engage with you guys, and it looks like he's digging around for another rock in the dirt. So, Harshnag, Michael, he moves up 40 feet. He walks slightly past you,
Mhm.
and he takes a dodge action.
Well, you don't have a rock.
No, actually, you're right. He doesn't even have to take a dodge. He's gonna chuck a rock. Damn it. Yeah, he could just pick up the same rock and throw it.
Well, it is hot.
Huh?
It is hot.
Because he could do that. He could easily move over there. It's only like interact to pick something up off the ground.
Well, it's like generally for throwing things, picking up the ammunition is part of it, like grabbing the dagger, stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's not drawing ammunition. He's picking it up off the ground. But still, yeah, he could still do it though. He could go over there, pick it up, chuck it over to him.
Plus, I mean, what freaking giant doesn't have a couple rocks in his bag?
True. Hey. There. Harshnag, he throws a rock, and he connects. He does 22 points of damage. It hits that fire giant, and you can tell he like flinches in pain.
Yeah.
Okay,
Gobbo, sneak around. Gobbo will dash and then hide.
okay. Let me roll because he can, because, well, he's a goblin.
It's a bonus action, so he can get like 60 feet and hide
Yep.
behind a rock or something.
Yep.
Pretty small.
Yeah, he doesn't roll very good himself.
Oh, God. Gobbo.
But he does move like 60 feet. He does. And he could not straight towards. He kind of flanks around a bit. Warvel is moving up Oh, almost step for step behind Harshnag. Like, right behind Harshnag's heels. And that's it. Back to the top of the round.
Garl will go ahead and take another shot.
All right.
He'll
At the fire
pop-
giant.
Yeah, at the fire giant. He's going to pop out from the hair of Harshnag and take a shot. So that's, let's see here. I think that's an 18. With taking the -5. Yeah, that's an 18.
See, do you 18 for your attack?
Yeah, 18
That hits. That hits.
Oh, okay. And then that will be here. I still have advantage, right? Because he doesn't see me.
Go for it. I don't understand myself, but yeah, go for it.
Oh, well, it's
No,
just
I just honestly, I'm not even sure. I always just leave it up to the DM. I never understand how that works.
well, the thing is, it was just whether or not I
Yeah.
put my sneak attack damage in or not is all.
Yeah, no, I can't see it that you would get advantage anymore. Those
Alright.
you're shooting there. What at this point, what it becomes is more cover,
Alright.
what's it called? Cover
Oh.
concealment.
Yep, no problem. I just wanted to make sure
Yeah.
so I knew what I was rolling for damage.
Yeah.
So that's 15 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And then Gall will go ahead and use his uncanny action and hide back down in Harshnag's hair and helmet area. With that's a good one. That will be 27
Okay.
for a stealth. So there we go.
Yeah. Like, basically, he knows that you're there, but there's no line of sight.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way.
No, I'm good. I'm good with your call. That's not a problem at all. It's just I'm not cheating.
No, I'm just trying to logic, like.
He knows the basic area where the arrows were coming. He knows it's not a giant arrow. So,
in fact, as far as 5th edition goes, that's one of the weaknesses is that whole hiding stealth thing, right? Like,
shoot, hide, stealth, shoot, hide, stealth, shoot, hide, stealth.
But that's the thing. That's how people play it. But everything I've read, that's not the way it is. It's just not. It's basically for your first round. But there is breaking line of sight, right? Like the way it is now, there's no way he could cast a spell at you. There's no way he could really hit you, target you with a rock.
Yeah.
He'd have to change position in order to get a visual on you, right? Like he knows you're there, although he can't see you. So
yeah,
it's just
like I said, I'm good with it. I just need to know the further mechanics of it is all.
Yeah. Yeah, that is one of the holes in 5th edition. But anyways, so you take a shot and you do hit him. Nicodemus, it's your go. You are 170 feet away from him and 10 feet behind Harshnag. You're almost parallel. What should we call it? Warvel is there up there with you. Okay. It's like Harshnag is just ahead of the two of you.
I'm going to run ahead. That's all. I'm just going to dash my full movement.
60 feet, so you're up to 110 feet.
No, 70 feet. I get 35 feet movement.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm going to 70 feet. Whoa. And that's all.
Okay, so you're at it's like approximately 100 feet. That's
Yeah.
okay.
It'd be like, pick on somebody your own size, buddy. Come on up here and try to do something. You miss me with a rock, you bud chicken. Unless you're just too pussy, you can't stand the cold. You got to stay there by your nice warm fire with your mommy. I don't know.
and then all that he hears is squeak, 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 squeak.
Well, I'll say that in giant, but
I
yeah,
know,
yeah.
but still, your little voice would be just squeak, 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 squeak. The sound waves wouldn't even affect his. Hey,
That's when it pays to be a bard with vicious mockery.
Yeah.
Yes.
Speaking of bards,
Ew.
Silence, you found yourself pretty much alone. Everyone else has begun moving up forward in one fashion or another
Yes.
towards the giant. The giant and his henchmen / cohorts
Mm-hmm.
/ whatever. You're still at the 200 feet. Everybody has moved up somewhat. What would you like to do?
Hang on a minute. How far away am I?
You're still 200 feet. You haven't moved.
Just need to check something. Okay, I definitely need to get closer. I shall stealth my way closer.
Okay, so you can move 30 feet closer.
Yep.
And so I'll put you at 170 feet.
Okay.
The giant is going to chuck a rock and then get his great sword out. So Nicodemus.
Again? What a schmuck.
No, don't calm down. Nicodemus, Warvel, and Harshnag, and even the goblin are gonna roll off. Low is bad. Just straight die 20.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I can roll for people if you want.
You roll for your goblin guy. I'll roll
Me-
for Warvel and
I got 18 and my gobble got a 13.
17 for Harshnag. Oh, and 8 for Warvel.
Oh, Warhol.
So
Is it low gets it or high gets
oh, low. I rolled an 8
it?
for
Okay.
him, but the range is still disadvantage. I rolled I rolled like a 29, and a natural 1. So then again, this rock comes crashing in. Like Warvel steps out of the way, but the like you feel like the vibration through your feet when the rock boulder hits the ground, even like several dozen feet away from you. It would be devastating if it hit. And then you see like the giant gets out his great sword. The ogres and the hobgoblins all say move 70 feet up, Michael. So you're 30 feet away from them. There's
am
Huh?
Okay.
There's the 4 ogres being like pushed forward by the hobgoblins who have like whips. They're not like cracking the whips like nonstop at these guys. But
There's
if
a whip. There's a way.
right,
Ah,
right. But they're kind of keeping them in like formation and keeping the four ogres with the hobgoblins behind them.
So the hobgoblins are whipping the ogres. How many hobgoblins are there?
7 in total.
Okay.
And one of them looks like he's giving orders.
Well, that's the one I'm after then.
And Harshnag. Ooh.
Reach. Oh, you could throw a rock. Are there rocks around me?
Pardon me?
Are there rocks around me?
Oh yeah, like it's not rocky here, but there's rocks. Like it's more like
Like a giant
kind of
rock?
well, not right there. Why?
Well, within 10, 20 feet, there's a giant throwing rock.
Oh yeah. Because the one that he threw at Warhol and missed. Yeah,
Okay.
that would be about 15, maybe 20 feet away. Yeah.
Well, I mean, not just rocks he's throwing, but just are there just rocks, giant-sized rocks that rocks could throw? Like, if you were a giant, you'd be like, oh, look, there's a rock over there. I'll just walk.
Here and there, yeah.
Okay.
Probably, yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, what the hell was I doing?
Aww.
Harshnag throws a rock straight at one of the ogres,
Oh.
and it smashes into the ogre, just full, just straight upper body and face, and you hear like a smack and a crunch, and the ogre kind of stumbles back. It manages to keep its feet, but its arms windmill with its big club in its hand. When you get a look at it, its face has been pulverized. It took like 35 points of damage.
Yeesh.
Damn. It looked like it took out.
Yeah, like because it's about 40 feet away from him, and he just whips it right at this ogre, and it just smashes into it.
On a scale of 1 to 59, he's at like a 20.
Yeah, yeah,
I think I could be wrong, but I think.
yeah, like it. And then.
Gobble! I want him to move 30 feet closer, shoot, and at the giant, and then hide again.
Okay, you can do gobble if you want to shoot at him.
Yay! It's better than just marching forward.
Yeah.
What I think gobbles are +5 to hit or something. I think.
Or 4.
Okay, either way. So gobble.
I think it's 4.
Yeah. Okay, even worse.
D6
Gobble
plus
gets a
2.
total. Yeah, he gets a total of 10. So he runs forward, loses another one that just falls harmlessly off the fire giant's armor,
Yeah.
and proceeds to dive behind another rock for a 19 on the die.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're proficient in Dex. That would give them
Oh yeah,
+4.
yeah.
Or maybe they're even expertise. +6.
I think
Whatever. He got a 19 on the die. He
Yeah.
fucking-
still too far away even for Warvel.
Oh, he should have had disadvantage on that hit too. Oh well. I mean, he missed as a miss.
Yeah, he missed as a miss. Yeah.
Missed as a miss. So he's now 110 feet away. Oh, he could have shot at an ogre.
I'll say Warvel is just moving up, but he's taking a dodge because he can't move up and attack the ogres or hobgoblins because they'd be 40, 50 feet away, kind of. So he'd have to move up and dodge. Yeah, that's what's going to happen with Warvel. So we'll go back to the top of the round to Garl.
Garl will pop back up. How far away is Garl from the fire giant now?
110
Okay,
feet.
that's a little bit too far for me. So, on one thing, so he's gonna fire,
Mark him.
and he misses with a pitiful 6. And
You can
he'll-
see that like all of these arrows are missing him. He's still, ducking and weaving.
and he'll go back and take and hide.
Okay.
Oh, that sucks. That's still my action. Crappy noodles.
With a 28.
Okay. Nicodemus.
Motherfucker. Oh, this sucks. It's still going to be my action. Okay. Okay. I'm sitting there. I'm looking at the ogres and the hobgoblins are just like, 20, 30, 40 feet away, something like that. Not too far.
Yeah, they're about 30, 40 feet away from you, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to be like, I want to back up slowly a little bit
Mm-hmm.
to where I'm farther than at least where I want to be farther than 40 feet. Just say 45 feet. Say I back up
Yep.
right back to around where Harshnag is. All right?
No problem. Yep.
Just back up that far. And
Yep.
I'll be like,
Basically,
boy.
Warble moves up forward and you move back.
Yeah. Just a little bit, like standing back, arms raised, like backing up and be like, boys, you have no idea what you got yourself into, but it's time for a hell of a Seder party. And I want to reach into my back, take out my alchemy jug, and just start guzzling it down my throat. And as I guzzle it, I'm going to start popping, like morphine coming out of my breastplate type thing. And I'm just going to go until I'm as tall as a freaking giant and a giant ape like King Kong.
Nice.
Yeah, King Kong, except instead of a ape guy, it's a goat guy. Yeah, I'm going to King Kong it and be like, that's my action. God damn, it's my action. I still can't beat something. I still got to just sit there and take a round of just people going, oh shit, kill it.
But you like pound your chest.
Yeah.
You glug, 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 and when you grow to full height, you pound your chest and roar, and the roar ends off with a giant belch.
Yeah, I like that. Cool. That's me. And then I want to start whacking them.
Silence. You see Nicodemus turn into this monstrous bestial form of himself. Harshnag has smashed
well, that's a
over
good
the
thing.
rock. Mm-hmm. You moved up 30 feet. You are about 100 feet away from the ogres and 170 feet away from the fire giant. Or sorry, ogres and hobgoblins are both on, right? Two groups now. The lone giant and the ogres and hobgoblins. What do you want to do?
I am going to use. Let's see. How close did you say I was to the hobgoblins and the
100 feet.
ogres? 100 feet. Well,
Roughly. Right?
roughly 100 feet. Okay. Well, in that case, I was
Like
thinking
if you're like, are you sure it's not 90? But
yeah. Okay. Well, in that case, in order to make sure I'm close enough to do other spells as well, I'm gonna sneak closer.
Wrong.
okay, is that you want to just move and dash?
Yeah.
Are you gonna be stealthing?
I'd say stealthing, so I still don't want them to know there's one
Okay.
more person at the party.
Okay, so you can move up. If you're going to dash and stealth, you move up another 30 feet. So let's roll me a stealth.
Stealth, let's see.
Dexterity plus either your proficiency or your jack
Yep,
of all
it's
trades.
also one of
Yeah.
my feats. So that's
With your proficiency, yeah.
okay, plus 3.
Dexterity and proficiency.
Oh, yep, hang on a minute. So that's a 3 and a 2, so it's a 5. Da, 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 da. Ooh, I want
You're
to take
stealthy.
inspiration on that.
So you're stealthing about as good as everyone else.
Yeah, I'm thinking I want to take an inspiration on that.
You may.
Okay, a bit better. 12.
12. And to remind you, you also have your bardic inspiration.
Yep.
So that's okay. So you're done. It harsh nag. He just says, "Oopsie, let me get that for you." And he raises his axe. And that. Hey, what happened there?
Oh, he's got reach. He could walk up and just whack.
Well,
on
he's gonna.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whack on an ogre, or hobgoblin, or what have you.
Okay. And that ogre that he hit with the rock, he just steps forward
Is there
and just smashes it with his axe. When he does that, that's a very violent action. Garl, I want you to roll a dexterity saving throw to like not tumble off.
All right.
Actually, it's not true. I'll give you a DC of 15 to stay on. If you fail by more than... If you fail, you fall off. If you fail by more than 5, you're going to take damage falling off.
All right. 16.
You manage to stay on when he lunges forward and smashes the injured ogre with his axe, just demolishing it with like the poor ogre doesn't even have time to yelp. It just gets split, and some of the hobgoblins kind of step back aghast. And Michael, you want to do your goblin?
Oh, okay. There we go. Okay, Gabo is going to. I didn't tell him anything differently. He's just going to shoot at the. He's not going to pass those line of people, though. So let's say he runs up directly behind Harshnag, and like he'll attempt to hide behind Harshnag, but he's going to shoot once again at the fire giant, who is still, I'm assuming, has not moved from his bonfire.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't moved at all.
So he is still technically long range. So
yeah.
Oh, and that 20 or a 9. So that would be a 13 to hit him.
Oh, still misses. The fire giant is very well armored under his like a cloak. It looks like a fur cloak, but it doesn't seem to be like.
But then he'll get an unnatural 20 to hide behind if he's got a +4 to hide. I know.
Yeah. I think that's what it is.
I think for some reason I think it may be higher. I think it may like be expertise and stuff. I'm not looking it up at the moment. Hell, what the hell? I got the monster manual open. I'll do that.
Do it.
So yeah, that will be a plus 20. I mean, a total of 20 to hit to hide behind Harshnag's boot.
Warvel, as soon as like Harshnag smashes that one ogre, like I said, the hobgoblins kind of stumble back aghast. Warvel darts in surprisingly quick.
They are plus 6 to stealth.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, plus 4 to hit and stuff like that. But plus 6, yeah. Okay, continue. Sorry.
Harshnag, or when Harshnag smashes this ogre and the hobgoblins kind of step back aghast, it kind of creates an opening in their front line, and Warvel comes in from kind of around Harshnag's side, and he comes into this gap, and he charges right into the hobgoblins, and he takes one down. He has one of his hand axes in each hand, and he chops relentlessly. He brings down one hobgoblin and injures a second one.
You rock, Warble. Will you go, Mad Eye? Unleash it. He hates. Remember what he was doing to those other hobgoblins? This motherfucker hates a hobgoblin. You all are in for it.
Yeah, so Harshnag and Warvel are in melee combat with the ogres and hobgoblins. And that's the bottom of the round. Back to the top girl.
All right. So that with Harshnag moving forward, that puts me within 90 feet of the fire giant, right?
Yes. You're at 70 feet.
Hunter's mark.
Roughly, yeah.
So with a bonus action, Garl will go ahead after he pops up. He'll cast Hunter's Mark on the fire giant, and then he'll shoot.
Okay.
And that will be 14 plus. Let's get over here. That will be 18.
That just hits him. You
Okay.
managed to puncture through his defenses.
Alrighty, and that will be okay. Right there. Hunter's Mark is a D6. That's a D6. That will be 20 points of damage. 2 points from the Hunter's Mark and 18 points from piercing from the arrow with the with the sharpshooter. And Garl can't hide now because he used his bonus action. So that's so standing there. Say what?
I can't hide either. Don't feel bad.
So what Garl will do is after that he's just gonna kind of like be stepping one side of his foot to the other and hollering insults at the fire giant.
Nicodemus. Beast.
Beast mode. I want to run up where I backed up, a little bit. So I want to run up like Harshnag, except instead I want to run up and try to find a way to the guy who looked like the hobgoblin leader.
Yeah.
Is there a way I can use my reach or anything to walk
Yep.
up to run up to him and whack him without provoking
Yep.
an opportunity attack? All right.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, buddy.
Because, like I said, they were pretty much pushing the 4 ogres in front of them.
Yeah. I have
But
to
Harshnag taking out that one ogre kind of made them bunch up. You can easily just think of Harshnag. You're kind of on the left side. Harshnag is kind of, and Warvel are kind of on the right side.
Ooh, I got a 21 to hit and a 23 to hit.
That hits
All right.
both times.
Okay. So that's 26 for the first one. Oh, shit. And 12 for the second one. That's somewhat disappointing.
How much in total?
38 total, but there's... Oh, I'm sorry. I got one more D10. My bad. No, it says... No, yeah, that was right. Okay. 38 total for 2 hits.
Michael, you come and you attack, and you... Oh! Scale of 1 to 39, man.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
He's alive. He's up. He's still breathing.
But he is like has suffered serious physical trauma. Like,
And then I was going to growl right into his face, like bend all the way down. It's like,
yeah, like
and then burp or whatever.
like he's in the mode where it's like he's been hit by a car, right? Like he's just not even defensive or anything. He is just like his body has gone into like flailing convulsions, right? From the trauma that he's the trauma to his body and nervous system. Like,
the first Avengers movie, Loki, puny god. Yeah. Okay.
And
Puny god. Yeah, so that's me.
Silence.
Yep.
What you doing?
Now I'm close enough. I'll do hypnotic patterns.
Uh-oh. Maybe behind us so we won't be looking at it. So, like, they're looking this way, we're looking that way, you know, like right behind us.
I think they got to be in it. I think it's an area
Oh.
of effect. But
It
she can do that. I'll allow you to do that just because. What's the area of effect?
It range 120 feet.
And the area?
Let's see.
How big of a cube? I think it's a
You create a
cube.
twisting pattern of colors that weaves through the air inside a 30-foot cube within
30
range.
foot cube. Okay.
So if you want me to do it behind you, yes, I can.
I gotta figure out how many ogres. Like their ogres are large. I'll say you could get 2 ogres and 4 hobgoblins.
That's still good. So what did you say you want me to create it behind you?
No, never. No, just Michael had visualized it wrong. You have to encompass them within the cube.
Oh, my
But you
bad.
can,
That's
but you
fine.
can, but you can do that, right? You can do that because,
Alright.
like I said, think of the ogres and hobgoblins as a loose phalanx, right?
Got it. Yep.
Right? They're a loose phalanx. Like they were a little bit tighter. They were driving the 4 ogres ahead of them, but it's somewhat getting and so far, your allies are attacking them from one face of this phalanx. Nicodemus is big and bestial on the left corner,
Beast mode.
and Harshnag and Warville are on the right corner.
Okay.
So you can pretty much throw that cube.
Anywhere.
Well, yeah, like kind of in between them a little bit, and yeah, like you can you could do it because, like I said, it's ogres, right? They're not shoulder to shoulder.
All
You
right,
know,
I shall
so-
throw it into that loose phalanx.
Okay, and they have to make
A wisdom saving throw.
where did the ogre go? I know he doesn't have it. Huh. Okay. A 7 and a 6 for the saving throws of the ogre, so they both fail. And I said 4 hobgoblins.
Yes, I believe so.
All 6 of those enemies, 5 of the 6 enemies fail. 1 hobgoblin
Yes.
makes it.
Nah, just one.
Just 1. So so there's 3 hobgoblins and 1 ogre that are not affected. One of those hobgoblins, Nicodemus, has nearly pulverized into meat pulp. Like his helmet is dented in. Like, yeah, he like has serious brain trauma, right? Like he if he recovers, he will never be the same person as before.
He's gonna have a bit of a speech impediment.
Yeah.
You will never dance for Macarena again.
His cognitive abilities will change for sure. So what's the effects of your hypnotic pattern here?
Anyone remember those 60s flowers, the big things, and sort of a slightly trippy feel?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Just
no,
happens. Those just many coloured, very different coloured flashing, slowly falling down from the heavens, and slightly trippy music just playing in the background.
but what happens to them?
They get hypnotized by the multicoloured
Yeah, but what
60s
happens? I
flowers
need
just
to know.
gently falling from the sky.
I need to know in the spell description what happens to them.
Okay, on a failed save, the creatures become charmed for the duration.
Charmed.
Yes.
Okay. Any more to that? Charmed for the duration. That's it.
While charmed by this spell, the creature is incapacitated and has a speed of 0.
Incapacitated. Speed to 0. Are they attacked? Do they get to make a save?
The spell ends for an affected creature if it takes any damage, or if someone else uses an action to shake the creature out of its stupor.
Thank you. Let's. Enemies. Do they get to make a save every go, or no? Only that, right?
They don't get to make a saving throw on this one. They do on the laughter, but not on the hypnotic pattern.
God
Okay,
damn, no
yeah.
save per turn? That's badass.
I guess it's because it's so easily broken.
Yeah.
That's probably why. Because yeah, it's like, okay, well now what? We can't kill them because. Oh yeah. There he is. Nicodemus.
Yo.
His training kicks in. He swings at you with his sword once.
Oh,
The
he's gonna shoot
pulverized
me?
guy. Huh? Yeah. He
Oh.
swings at you once, and he misses. And the second time he swings for an attack roll of 13. What's your armor class?
Yeah, my AC is only 11.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm pretty to hit. I think my AC is 11. Hold on, let me check again.
Yeah.
12. My bad.
Okay. So
Okay.
I rolled single digit on the first one. I'm not worried about that.
Okay.
So I know. But the second one, I was.
Curious 13 does hit.
Uh. $17 points of damage.
No way.
He chops you once with
Wow.
like pure training and rage.
Mm-hmm.
Just pure muscle memory. He swings at you mightily.
I passed my concentration check, just FYI.
Oh, okay. I kind of figured you probably got a crazy constitution right now.
It's only +4. That's
Oh.
all. But I have advantage, and so, and
Yeah.
it's only half the damage. So unless they do over 20 points of damage to me, I need a 6 or better on an advantage roll. So,
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Okay, there's.
But I'll do my best to try to remember concentration checks for every little nick. I know it sucks as a DM to call for it. But trust me, many times I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot that shit. Oh well. Which, by the way, the invisibility thing, the duplicity, it's concentration. The duplicate of myself, fucking concentration. Oh, I'm sorry, the invisibility isn't. But the duplicate thing, the idea of me having 2 fucking giant monster beast me coming at the thing with the duplicate, doesn't work. It's concentration too.
Huh. The 2 hobgoblins go at Warvel, but they both miss. He's like defending. He is like a hand axe, one of his magical silver hand axes in each hand, and he's like fending them off so far. And the ogre. Oh, what's going on? The ogre swings at Harshnag's shin, but he's like in full plate armor. It just very ineffective. Like he hits you, but you can hear like the club just ring off of. It's like a metal plated tree trunk, right? Like it just. You hear it, but Harshnag hardly even seems to notice it. Did your goblin go? I don't recall.
No, he has not gone this round. I
Okay.
hate that I still have him shooting
Because-
at those guys instead of taking out like a hobgoblin or an ogre, but I mean he's stupid. He's going to keep on, right?
Yeah, you do him,
is
and
there a
I'll
way
do
for him to-
I'll do Harshnag and
Is there a way for Gobbo to be able to navigate through without provoking an attack of opportunity through the line
yeah.
of people?
Oh, for sure. He's a
Alright,
goblin, yeah, for sure.
He
He can take the long way around, yeah.
But he doesn't want to do that because he wants to be able to hide.
Oh, well, yeah, he can.
So fuck that. He'll use his bonus action to disengage to go, and then as he gets within 70 feet, let me see here, 70 feet. Is that Range, is that still range of a short bow?
70
Yes,
feet?
short
Yeah.
range, within short range of a short bow. Okay, so he's got a straight D20 roll. Oh, that'll be a total of 18. Huh? For a fire giant?
That hits. That hits.
He hit, finally, for 6 points of damage. Not bad.
Warville chops down another hobgoblin. One hobgoblin.
How about you chop down my hobgoblin, Warble? He's got 1 hit point.
He hit 2 out of 3 attacks. Otherwise, it would have carried over. But
Okay.
well, to at least another guy. But he missed on the 3rd attack. And Harshtag swings at the ogre, and again, same thing. It's not pretty. He slices like into like the ogre's fat, blubberous body, and it's like flesh peels off of its like skeleton and muscle underneath, but its 2 is still alive and in a frenzy. He like again more than halved it. So I got a bio. I'll go for a bio, and then we'll just continue on to the next round.
Okay. I've got my idea for what I'm going to do next round.
Okay.
I don't know how it would be educated, but I can throw rocks like giants.
That's a good point.
As a giant ape, I want to throw the hobgoblin commander at him.
Yeah.
The hobgoblins what?
Commander.
The hobgoblin commander, I like punched him twice and left him with 1 hit point.
Oh.
And then he like sliced at me and he did 17 hit points of damage to me. I'm like, oh damn, fuck him. I don't want to just waste a round let him have an opportunity to attack because I just run up to the fire giant still. I mean, I suppose I would, but I think that's how I would like to do it. I just like to pick him up and throw him.
That makes perfect sense.
And throw him at the fire giant, and then use my movement to move up a little closer to the fire giant.
Yeah.
Who's using Morse code?
I am.
Okay. Cool.
He needs to send secret messages.
No, it's the repeater identifying itself here up in our neck of the woods. By FCC, it has to do it every, is it 15 minutes now or half hour, something like that.
Why?
Because it's the law.
Oh, okay.
But just so you,
Okay.
because that repeater's on the air all the time, so it identifies that it's out there, who it is, basically whose license it is that's running it, because it runs off a person's license but gets an additional identifier to show that it's a repeater. And for the community to use, most repeaters up here are the VHF repeaters, and that's what that was. Is for the communities to use. There are some private ones, sort of, but as far as that, but with everything going on out there, it's part of our emergency response setups. Because we'll pass traffic. Right now, the EOC only has us passing emergency traffic when their other systems are overloaded. We work with the hospitals and emergency responders. All right. We may survive this, you know.
May, dude, we're gonna maul them. We're 8th level.
We may survive this.
Hey, I forgot to do the giant, right?
Yeah.
I thought so. He. Okay. There is the goblin. And did he hide? I don't remember what he rolled.
He did. He got an unnatural 20.
Okay.
No, he did not. He disengaged instead.
That's
He did
right.
not-
Yeah, that's.
got a 20.
So goblin's there.
Mm-hmm.
Nicodemus is there.
Big imposing target.
Harstag is there. Warvel is there.
Also,
Garl used his bonus action. I'll probably give Garl some cover. And his passive perception still beats silence.
Yeah.
So we have 3 players and 3 NPCs. You guys were all, because anyone could get a rock here. Anyone.
you get a rock. You get a rock. You get a rock. Everybody gets a rock.
So
Hey, boy.
I forgot what I did with my phone. Everybody just roll a straight die 20. The low is bad. The lowest person is gonna have an encounter with a boulder.
Ah, fuck.
I got a 3.
Same here.
Oh.
Guess what? I beat you.
No way.
I had a feeling
got
I
a-
would.
I got a 1.
Because he's been getting pegged with these arrows, and finally he gets sight on Garl.
He sees the archer.
And I want to double check if I still have disadvantage. I forgot my range already.
Here I was like, oh shit, I got a 3. I'm gonna get fucking nailed.
I was waiting till the last bit to let everybody know because I knew what the answer was when I got that 1 on the 20. But I've been rolling fairly good, so I ain't got nothing to gripe.
Mm.
With disadvantage, what's your armor class there, Garl?
How much cover are you giving me?
Well, just tell me your armor class.
Oh, all right. My armor class is 16.
Okay, he misses you.
Okay.
It misses you. And
Big beast.
in which case, since your cover is Harshnag, it would hit the cover, but he still has armor. So basically, I'm going to roll again. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't have a problem with it.
oh, and he just hits. Just. Okay. And he does. He like kind of smacks Harshnag kind of in the side of the head, like of the helm, and that's like The helm deflects it, but it's enough to snap Harshnag's head over, and you hear him yell. He's like, "Ow!" And that fire giant, you guys are like pegging him off and coming closer. He like is moving around the mound of earth. He's not quite out of sight, but I'm going to give him some cover.
Take all the cover you want. It don't mean nothing to me. Carl would be saying, you can hide, but you ain't gonna get far.
And so now we'll go to the top of the round because I forgot to do him. So there, I did him. Now Garl, you can take a shot at him.
Yeah.
He's got
Do
some
I
power.
do I have an ally within 5 feet of him?
Oh yeah, of him? No.
Okay.
That bro. Has he moved? He hasn't moved at all. He's still standing by his bonfire like a
No, I just said he did. He's moving around the mound of earth.
So, all right, that will be a unnatural 20.
Yeah, that hits.
And let's see here. So that's that and that. Yeah. Oh, that's not all that great. That'd be 10, 13, 14, 17 points of piercing damage between the hunter's mark and the sharpshooter.
Okay. That strikes him. You see, he's kind of shocked because, like I said, he's like honestly, he's probably like 3/4 cover because he's going around. You probably see like his head and maybe part of his shoulders. He's going around the mound, and you still hit him.
Yeah. And Garl will hide again.
Okay.
Oh, he thinks he's hiding. He thinks he's doing just a lovely, lovely job with the where's his stealth? I think he has a 10 for a stealth check. You roll a 1, you get a 10.
Okay, you step back behind the ridge of the helm. Nicodemus.
All right. So that dude's got 1 hit point. He's staggering at my feet with like a motherfucker covered in the blood of a giant ape that he just sliced open.
Yes.
I want to pick him up and throw him at the fire giant. I can throw rocks like giants. Hence, I was asking about that.
Yeah.
I want him to be the rock I throw.
Yeah. You may.
Okay. All right. How do I adjudicate? What am I rolling here? So do I have a grapple check to pick him up, or am I just throwing a rock? What's the deal?
I think we would have to make a grapple.
Okie dokie. I can grapple check the fuck out of this guy. Oh, shit. Well, do I get advantage because I'm large?
We'll see here in a second.
Okay. Because, I am so much bigger than him.
Oh. He doesn't seem to have athletics.
No, it's just pretty much pure strength. Same thing with me. I mean, personally, I am proficient in athletics, but the giant ape isn't.
Yeah, and you could use your proficiency because it's your skill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. No, it says if it's something logical that would carry over, it does, and it would. I don't see why you would suddenly not.
Okay.
Forget how to properly whatever. No, he rolled very poorly.
Awesome.
He's still spastic, so you can easily grab him and toss him at the giant.
Without advantage, I got a 16 to grapple. Without advantage, I got a 16 to grapple. And
Yeah.
to throw him at the giant, that would
Yeah.
be what's my throw at a giant? What's my throw rock? +9, +9. To hit the giant, I got a total of 13. So
You miss. You throw him into the pile of earth.
I'm okay with that, as long as he takes 1 hit point of damage from me.
Oh, he does. You see that he doesn't
Okay.
move. And just the way his body lands, it's quite unnatural.
And then I want to move forward, beating my chest. King Kong style at the fire giant. And how close do I want to get to him? I don't want to move my full 40 feet, so I'm within easy. You know what the fuck? Sure. I'll move my full 40 feet. I want to be real close to him.
What with his movement, I would say you're 60 feet away from him, Michael. Okay?
Okay. Fair enough.
Because like he did move kind of back around the pile of earth, and you would have to just clear the whatever it is, the one hobgoblin and Warvel, and like let's just say 60 feet away, because you got even to go around like the bonfire and the hill. But
Sounds good to me.
and because you kind of changed action or changed angle, you won't lose sight of him. Like he'll be like around the mound for everybody else, but you'll be able to still have some sight of him right away.
I'll be roaring. Since I can't speak, I'll be roaring the tune of coming round the bonfire when he comes.
I wish I
Half-
understood giant ape.
Half running, half knuckling your way around. Silence.
Yep.
What are you gonna do?
Well, I've already disabled some with a hypnotic charm. Best not to touch them. Who's left for me to hit?
There's a ogre that Harshnag is fighting, and I think there's one hobgoblin up. No, 2 hobgoblins up. One hobgoblin up. One hobgoblin, one ogre. Warvel's going after the hobgoblins. You could help Harshnag with the ogre.
You could always mock the giant viciously.
Yeah, you can see the giant. Well,
I don't know if that's in range, but no, I don't know.
yeah, he's honestly about, I'd say about 80, 90 feet kind of away from Silence as he's moving around the earth mound.
I think what I'll do is help Harshnag with that hobgoblin and give it confusion.
Ooh, pulling out the big guns.
Okay.
It's a 90-foot range. Brilliant. But
The giant's within 90 feet.
each creature in a 10-foot radius. A sphere. So might hit Harshnag. Or would that not affect him?
In my mind, I picture that you could get the one hobgoblin and the ogre.
Great.
Because
I'll do that then.
Harshnag and Warvel are both on the right side. Nicodemus was on the left side. But Nicodemus is gone. So now that whole entire left side is open. You could throw the sphere there and not get... So...
Okay, so the hobgoblin and the ogre. Okay, well they both have to do wisdom saving throws.
A 3 and a 7. So they both fail.
They both fail. Okay. So, an affected target can't take reactions and must roll a d10 at the start of each of its turns to determine its behavior for that turn. And I've got the chart in front of me.
Okay, on their go, which is very soon.
Yeah.
In fact, let's do them now.
Okay.
I'll roll the die 10, and then you can tell me. Wait, what happened here? Nine for the hobgoblin.
Okay,
He
he
does act normal.
yeah, he can act and move normally. And the ogre,
2. I think he stands there and does nothing,
2.
right?
The creature does not move or take actions this turn.
Okay, so the hobgoblin. He's gonna. Wait. He's just sword fight with Warfel. He misses, but he attacks Warfel and misses. The ogre is confused. The giant sees Nicodemus running up at him. I said 60 feet. That's beyond his movement. He would have to dash, but Michael, he does.
He
You
does?
see coming after him, he dashes up towards you,
Oh, hell yeah.
and he runs right up into your square, slamming you with his shoulder. And you have to make a strength savings throw, DC of 19.
Oh, okay. That's doable, and I'd do it.
You do it?
I'd do it. I
You
got to
do not fall prone when he slams into you.
Just shoulder bump him and look right in the face.
Yeah. And top of the no, we gotta do NPCs now.
Gobble.
Harshnag. Harshnag. Oh, he pulverizes the ogre. It's kind of standing there dumbly, and he just splits it like a block of wood. What you call it? Warvel hits it once. That's the worst round he's had. Ooh, but he does really good damage. The hobgoblin's doing his best to fend him off, but he manages to sneak in once with his axe, and he slices the hobgoblin in the face. Looks like he takes out an eye and part of its nose. The hobgoblin's still on its feet, but barely. Do you want to do your goblin?
Yes, Gobbo is going to.
And he's in like normal range. He doesn't have to.
That's only going to be a 14 to hit, and then he is going to maneuver around kind of sideways to maintain distance between him, but get a better angle, kind of move behind him, but it'll take a few rounds, and he'll attempt to hide behind whatever sapling or whatever he can handle, which is only a 12. So he doesn't. Really. I don't know anybody who's got a passive perception of 12 or less. Well, the ogres.
Oh yeah, the ogres and
yeah.
I gotta check, but possibly even the hobgoblins. I don't think they're
Possible.
Nothing great. The fire giant has the best one.
I'm assuming he's got better than that. I'm assuming.
And that was NPC, so now it's top of the round, Garl. You see that the fire giant runs out from behind the mound and he charges straight at Nicodemus and collides with him bodily, but Nicodemus's huge bloated body has bestial body. He's resisted from being slammed, and he's still on his feet.
Carl,
His hooves managed to stay on his hooves.
Carl will go ahead and shoot the fire giant. That's who he's been focused on. And all right, that'd be 19.
That hits.
All right, and since I have an ally next to him, right?
Yep.
Great. Sneak attack damage.
Yep.
Righty, what do we got here? That will be 6, 8, 10, 11, plus 3 is 14, 24 points of damage.
Okay. Another arrow. You can hear even from the distance that satisfying.
And Garl will go ahead and hide.
That satisfying smack of your arrow penetrating flesh.
And that'd be a 21 for stealth.
All right. Nicodemus, you want to take a go at this guy?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What do you want to do when beer mania runs wild all over you? And that's going to be a 1 on my first swing at him.
He's too close for you to get good leverage because you guys
And a 13 total on the second one. So I punch at him feeblously, but I look really fucking cool doing it. So I missed twice. I'm plus 9 to hit, and I suck. Okay, next.
Silence. You have Dead Ogre. There's just the one hobgoblin fighting Warville. He acted normal on his last round.
Nothing in
ogre
the
is
spell
dead.
says damage will cause him to snap out of it. So I think I can
Nope.
hit him with something.
Yep.
Let's see, what can I do? Da-da-da-da-da.
Ta-ta-ta.
You must have a pain.
Might as well go
damage
vicious
or a
mockery.
sword. Yeah. Okay.
Let's see,
And-
what is it again?
I don't know, but I'm rolling a die 20 because if I roll really low.
Wisdom saving throw.
What's your spell DC?
My spell DC. Dang it, I thought I had a note of it. Oh wait, 15 plus 1? 15 definitely.
It would be your charisma bonus plus your proficiency bonus plus 8. What's his?
Yeah, that's 15.
Okay, he failed. I'm pretty sure. I don't think he has a +2.
Okay, now that's a 1d4 psychic damage.
Yeah, he failed. How much?
A 1d4 psychic damage.
Okay.
Hey,
And
got a
at
full
this
4.
level, it's 2d4.
2d4, okay, got a 4. And another 4. 8.
Him and Warville are like having like this melee combat. and you cast your spell, and suddenly he raises his hand up to like the side of his head, and you see like a jet of blood just squirt out of each nostril, and he just kind of convulses, falls to the ground limp. And Werewolf just kind of looks at him a little surprised, and looks up at the combat between the giant and the giant Nicodemus. A Nicodemus, 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 Nicodemus. And
Love
it
Falco.
is hobgoblins are dead. Ogres are dead. Right? Yeah. The giant he is going to melee combat Michael. Nicodemus, does a 17 hit you? Yes, it does, right?
Yeah, it does. I'm not exactly hard to hit at the moment.
First attack does 29 points of damage. Second attack does 25 points of damage for a total of 54. But you can make 2 concentration saves. The first one is
Made 'em
DC
both.
14.
Yeah, I made them both.
You made them both? Okay.
Yes. Yes. Without
Top.
even having to bother to use my advantage. First die was enough on both of them.
Yeah, so he chops into you for, like I said, twice with his sword for a total of 54 points of damage, and that's... He is done. We could go NPCs. Warval is going to move, but it's a long ways for him. He has to dash. Harshnag moves up his movement. He dodges, and he says, like, now who's the one who's going to pull? And he points at his crotch. Which draws the attention, and whoever gets the next attack, consider it like a help action. You'll get advantage on that.
Gobbo! Gobbo!
Yeah? Gobble could take advantage.
Gobbo nat 20!
Yeah!
Gobbo does 12 points of damage total.
Wow!
Fucked him up.
Does he ever? You see, like, this arrow just comes in, it slams into, like, the fire giant's neck when his head is turned. Nice.
And then Gobbo will attempt to hide again for a 17, so not so bad. Not bad of a hide. And by now he should be able to get someplace kind of on the rear of the giant. Not directly behind him, but at least, angling in the rear-ish section.
Yeah, keep continuing to flank around. Basically moving kind of near towards the bonfire, flanking around. Okay, that's the NPC, so back to the top of the Garl. No advantage, but you do have a companion in melee combat with him.
Right.
So get your sneak attack.
Yes. I will go ahead and shoot. And I will miss. With all of a lovely, what is that? 2 plus 2 is 4.
Wide.
Since I take the
There's a
minus
lot of
5.
there's a lot of moving around. In fact, I keep on forgetting you to roll. But actually, do you want Harshnag didn't attack this round, so you wouldn't have to anyways. And then Nicodemus.
All right. I'm gonna
You see this arrow strikes him in the neck.
spit on my fist this time. Maybe that'll help. And it'll be 12 for the first attempt.
He's so well armored, like,
And 15
And-
for the second.
and heavy furs that he's just absorbing your blows with your bare monkey paws.
I'm assuming the 15 doesn't help either, does it?
No,
No. Son of a bitch. That's
his armor class is 18.
I suck. I can't punch him. I need a 9 or better. That's all I need on the dice. Give me a
I
9.
know. One of those days.
Yeah. I'm gonna hit the broadside of a barn. And he literally is the size of a broadside of a barn.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm done. I suck.
You couldn't hit the ground if someone pushed you off a cliff. Silence.
Mm-hmm.
The only enemy up at this point is the fire giant. And he is about
And I thought he was going down this
60
round.
60-ish feet away from you.
60. Okay. I was considering Hellish Rebuke, but
He has to actually hit you, I think.
Hmm?
I think he has to actually deal damage to you.
yeah, he has to hit me first. Let's put him on his ass. Tasha's hideous laughter. Has to be 60. No, wait, that's 30 feet. Can't do that. Abort.
Well, you could move up this round.
Yeah, okay.
Like, you could move.
Okay, I'll move up.
Okay. Okay, it's a wisdom save, correct? Ah, fuck, he failed. Rolled a 9. He's laughing. He breaks a gut. His one hand goes to his gut and he just begins laughing, Michael. And you can see like the look of horror in his eyes. But he's laughing. And he falls to the ground. I believe he's what? Like prone and restrained or something?
Huh? Yeah.
He got
He's prone. I don't think he's restrained. He just can't take actions, right?
maybe that's what it is.
I think. He's not restrained. He's prone and can't take actions.
Yeah, but he's Tasha's hideous laughed.
Yeah.
He's fucked. And you can see the horror in his eyes when it overcomes him.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
So that was you. So technically it's him. He could make a savings throw again.
Yep.
I wonder how incapacitated is my monster? Still is. Rolled an 11 this round. Uh, like, I gotta read this, like, because now it's like NPC's turn.
Okay. A creature of your choice that you can see within range perceives everything as hilariously funny and falls into fits of laughter. This spell affects it. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or fall prone, becoming incapacitated and unable to stand for the duration. He is incapacitated, so whatever that means. A creature with an intelligence score of 4 or less is unaffected. At the end of each of its turns, or each time it takes damage, the target can make another wisdom saving throw. So eventually he's going to make it, but he's still prone. The target has advantage on the saving throw if it's triggered by damage. So he'll have advantage if we hit him. On X, which we're going to. On a success, the spell ends, but it's still keeping him from doing anything this round.
Yeah, he can't take.
Yeah, and he failed, so yeah, he is done. Warvel and Harshnag both.
Incapacitated. He can't take actions or reactions.
No.
That's all. Okay. But he's
So,
prone.
Harshnag and whatchamacallit?
Gobble.
Warvel approach, and they're taking a readied action. They're not sure what's going on. Now, it's Gobbo's turn.
Gobble's not waiting. Gobble is a goblin. He was told to hide and shoot the fire giant and ignore anything else. So that's what Gobble's going to do. Technically, he's prone, so he would have disadvantage at melee. I mean, at ranged attacks. But also, he's hidden. He had a 20 total on his hide.
Yeah, just roll normal for him.
Cancel out, roll normal. That would be a total of 22.
Well, he hits.
To hit the guy. And that would be 5 points of damage. And he would get a saving throw at advantage. Gobble's got one thing. Oh, I did what you told me to.
He rolled a 15, which snaps him out of it. But as you said, he is still prone.
Does that target their ready attacks? What they said is their trigger?
Basically to know what's going on. But yeah, so I would say if it's broken. I would say if it's like... I would say it would, because if it's broken, it's pretty clear that it's broken, right? Because suddenly he'd be enraged and they'd be like, oh, fuck, right? I'll give it to them. I really will. No, I will. Warvel doesn't penetrate his armor. However, oh wait, he's advantage. Oh, there, he does now. Oh, Harshnag chops into him, and Warvel also manages to take a slice at him, but the giant isn't dispatched as of yet. It looks like he will be struggling to get up onto his feet before you guys can. But that's okay. So that's a ready action. That's a gobble. Back to the top of the round. Garl.
All right.
Harshnag charges right into melee combat, so I'm going to get you to do that dexterity save again.
Okay.
You fail, you fall, you fail more than 5, you'll take damage.
19 on the die.
Okay, you made it. You totally made it. So you can do your like. Okay, if you wanted to shoot him with your arrow, normally you have disadvantage when someone is prone. But he's prone, but your Harshnag is looming right over him. You literally shoot straight down. So no disadvantage.
All right. That will be a 19.
That hits him.
And that will be, let's see here. Let's see here. 5, 7, 12, 22, 25 points of damage. Piercing, sneak attack, and hunter's mark.
You just kind of lean forward and you fire straight down. Right into this giant as he is beginning to push his way back up onto his feet. And you shoot. And you puncture his torso. And his hand slides up from underneath him as he falls back. Still. And the only sounds you hear are your heavy breathing of your companions and the snapping and crackling of the giant bonfire.
Okay. And
And he's dead, and we're out of initiative.
great.
Yeah.
Garl will say, Garl, the fire giant slayer. Take that.
Now you've
there,
got a
hot
title.
one.
Cold air, clear sky. And there's just, like I said, the bonfire, pile of earth in the pit.
What's in the
There
pit?
are
What were they dragging out?
there are goblins sprawled about on the ground near the pit too, like all around.
I want to make like over to Harshnag, like point him, point at me, point at the ropes, do like lifting, like let's get this whatever it is out of there. I walk over to the ropes and see if I can like drag it out. I'm huge. I got a like 24 strength. 22 strength. 20 something strength. 23 strength. Still, I'm freaking huge.
I'm just going to the thing. They actually tell me how much it weighs.
Okay.
I'm just going to it because they do. They tell me specifically. I'm pretty sure. I think they said 8,000 pounds, but
That's a lot. I'm sure only got me and Harshnag can lift it. I mean, if 4 ogres can, then we can.
Garl will climb down from Harshnag and start searching the fire giant. And while he's
not that. It's not. 2,000 pounds, a ton.
I mean, that's still pretty fucking heavy, but I'm huge. He's huge. Our strength is both in the 20s. If 4 ogres can do it, 2 giant-sized motherfuckers can do it.
Yeah.
And Garl will be warming his hands on the dead fire giant as he searches them.
Well, here's the thing. If it's 2,000 pounds, we're not exactly probably going to be taking it with us.
Depends what it is.
Yeah.
Hey. What else am I looking up now? Oh yeah, Harshnag. I want to know his strength. Because I don't know if he's normal.
He ain't normal. Look at the people he hangs around with in company. A satyr, a little snurnivelin, a bard that's what race are you? Silence, you
Tiefling.
tiefling, yeah. So he ain't by no stretch of the imagination.
No, he's normal.
Look at his compatriots.
Yeah, he's got a normal giant strength or frost giant strength. $23. And huge. What's 23 times 15?
23 times 15 is 345.
Okay, so he'd be large, huge, so times 2 times 4. What's 345 times 4?
345 times 4 is 1,380.
1,380 pounds.
Is that
What's 1,380 pounds times 3? Is that push pull drag? Because that's his maximum carrying capacity is like 1,380 pounds.
that's
So-
one person, then me. He's got me helping him out. I'm huge and with a 23 strength.
And you also have a 23 strength.
Yeah, so we can pull it out.
You guys
It's got
can.
rope.
You guys can easily do it. Because you guys can each move over 1,300 pounds, and that's not even push pull drag. That's carrying capacity. So you guys can. It's a 2,000 piece of again, I won't make you guys roll for it. It looks like pure adamantine.
Wow.
And it's not like a piece of ore. In fact, the more you look at it, it's like looks like part of a forearm.
Oh, so we got a adamantine forearm.
Meaning, where's the rest of her body?
Well, that's
It's
weird.
I figured it out. It's like basically 0.8 cubic meters.
Okay.
So, let's put it this way. A little smaller than a yard cube.
Okay.
For
well,
volume. It's not a cube shape, but for volume.
yeah, yeah. If only we had a dwarf who could make a nice set of armor out of this shit.
Oh, that's not what I want. And then to answer Garl's question. Hey, you go over and you check out the giant, and he has, of course, this huge greatsword.
Okay.
Like, that's what it is. It's a huge greatsword. So it's like fucking, 25 feet long. uh,
I guess Harshnag now has a great sword.
Hmm?
okay, he also has, near the fire, you find a sack. Who wants to roll me some dice?
Sack. Giant sack. I'll do it. Percentage, right?
At first, roll me 3d6.
Okay. Total is
Yeah.
6.
600 copper.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Roll me 2d6.
Uh-huh. A total of 11.
1100 silver.
Hey.
Roll me 1d6.
4.
400 gold.
Oh my, we're rich. How many ways are we dividing this?
I thought
Perfect.
equally.
No, how many of us are there? Like, does
Ah,
Warble get a full
6
share?
in total. I don't know.
How about Gobbo? Does Gobbo?
It's
How
you
about
guys.
Heartstring?
Give Gobbo a couple copper.
Gobbo can have all the copper.
Okay, wait, so how are we dividing this?
Yeah, I mean, there's Harshnag, Warble, and Gobbo are 3 NPCs, and then us 3 PCs, and then we also have like
Cloud, who's intermittent.
Cloud. Yes, so that would be 7 shares total. And then, are we saving money for Fire? I would definitely say not for Fire, since he's not technically even, and he's off doing something else.
And Michael, now you can roll me a percentile.
Oh, okay. 47.
What was that, 47?
Yes.
Oh. Big deal. An empty wooden barrel.
Until I fill it with beer from my. That's
Hey.
going in. That's going on the wagon.
Or fill it with gold and
Yeah.
silver.
Would it be possible for us to put the adamantine forearm on the wagon?
No, because you guys actually left your wagon in Greenfields unless you guys specifically went back for it. I asked you guys when you guys went out to the Forlorn Hills if you were taking it. You guys went as bats. And you guys never did return for it.
That's true.
We never did. No, I got a lot of shit on my wagon. Harshnag, would you possibly be able to put this in this barrel in your bag?
Oh, yeah. For
Ah.
sure.
And each
Not a big
day,
deal.
I'll take my leftover beer and put it in there, and eventually we'll have, a barrel of beer. If there's any leftover beer. I get 4 gallons a day.
Four gallons a day.
Yeah.
That's 2 drinks for a mighty giant.
Yeah.
What was I doing?
That gets the party, though, stupid drunk.
Yeah. That's like a half a keg, dude.
Pony keg.
Yeah. It's a pony keg a day. I suppose eventually I'll let the concentration drop and go back to being just normal me. That's it. I use 1 4th level spell. And I took a total of 71 points of damage.
The other one thing that he has is almost describe it as a rod.
Of lordly
But-
might.
It's 4 feet long. It's heavy. It weighs like at least 100 pounds. Made out of like metal. It has 2 tines on one end, almost similar to a tuning fork, and then the other end is basically an area meant to be gripped. And it's like tucked into the belt of this fire giant.
You said 100 pounds?
Yeah.
Oof.
It's meant to like, it's like a giant sized thing.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to see if I think Garl would have a hard time getting it out of the with his strength of 10.
Your max capacity is 150.
Yeah, but
If you dropped your pack, you could probably move it, but
yeah, Garl will try to get it on out. And then what he'll go ahead and do is see about trying to fit it in his bag of holding.
it would fit barely.
Okay.
What's the? I know it's like. What's the weight capacity on?
500 pounds.
Yeah. So yeah, you could fit it barely, but yeah, it does fit in there. It does.
Yeah.
Because a bag of holding is 4 feet deep, so.
Okay. And
I just watched a video on it the other day. I didn't remember the weight capacity, but I know it's.
yeah, it's 2 feet, 2 feet by 4 feet, and
Mhm.
500 pounds, volume of 64 cubic feet.
Yeah, a 4 foot cube. Yep. You can get it in there.
And Garl will put the bag back up on his shoulder.
Yeah, and your bag only weighs 15 pounds.
Yep. And he'll let the others know what he picked on up and put in there. But
Mhm.
he's saying we might want to get away from here, get to a safe camp spot. All this blood and everything's going to bring in those wolves and dire wolves probably.
Oh. Anyone want to check out any of the goblins?
Yeah, sure, why not? Just pile all the corpses up. Strip
The
them
goblins, out
on
of
the
the
bottom.
goblins, 9 of them are still alive, but have 5 levels of exhaustion.
Oh,
The rest of
Okay.
them are dead from exhaustion, the elements, and like lash marks, and they were just driven into. It looks like that these goblins like dug this hole under the lash of the hobgoblins,
Oh.
and then the
But-
ogres were being used to haul this thing
Yeah.
out when you
but
guys
that's a good
arrived.
idea. Well, instead of the wolves coming to get all this, we just like all the ogres and the hobgoblins, and we strip them of all equipment and throw their carcasses onto the giant bonfire.
You can do that, or even into the pit.
And
The bonfire
whatever-
works. It's stinky, but it works. But there's 9 goblins alive at like 5 levels of exhaustion, and And 5 levels of exhaustion, they're fucked. They have like disadvantage on everything. Their movement is 0. Their hit points are halved.
I mean, they're one step away from being dead.
Yeah, like they're all currently at like, they're all fucked. Yeah.
Well, let's feed them. Let's let them rest. Maybe I'll take some of my beer and give them all a mug of beer. Beer is liquid bread, as we all know. And otherwise, let them rest and tend to them. I don't have any like food creating spells, but hey, they're goblins, right? Hey, would you all like some roasted ogre flank?
Yeah.
All right.
You know that it probably would not be an issue.
All right. Yeah. Let's give them some roasted ogre flank as we're burning the corpse. Let's cut off some strips of ogre flesh that are nicely charred.
Yeah, and I don't have lesser restoration, so
Feed the gobos. I don't have lesser restoration either.
a
Yeah,
lot of my rangers I pick it on up, but this one I don't.
But
hey, you got good berry?
If there's anything you guys want to do, let's. Other than you guys want to, because we'll wrap it up here.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you want to like
Strip all the equipment.
nurture
Everything
these 9 goblins, try to convalesce them somewhat.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Feed them, and they can have their pick of the equipment from the hobgoblins and ogres that they could use if they need anything. I don't know. And I don't know. And make sure that they all kneel before their king and pay homage to their king before they go.
Yep.
Or I don't know. Something along those lines.
Okay, well that's where we'll leave it. Is that you guys are gonna try to like camp and convalesce these goblins or do whatever, and we'll figure it out for next time as you guys are on your way to Everland. And now you guys be moving with a frost giant and a squadron of goblins
Ooh, this is getting fun.
and a wanted criminal.
Well, we can get the these other goblins up, and I can give them directions to my greenness, and have them tasked with taking a message back to her of my loyalty to her, and sending these new subjects to her.
Yeah, and
Good
you
idea.
do know that like your Greenness's clan has lost a lot of warriors, right? Like, so
Are these guys warriors or are they just
they would
laborers?
be. They're not non-combatants.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to take
I-
a whole army of goblins. Just my gobbo.
Yeah, I think that.
Oh,
I think
when you say that, you can see that you get his. It was a very special thing for him to hear that he was your one and only goblin.
Yeah, he's my one and only gobbo.
Yeah, he that was emotionally significant to him.
Okay.
Yeah, and we'll leave it there
Okay, great.
for next time.
Okay.
Although, may I say, how cool would it be to be rolling in there with 10 gobbos as our, infantry? Come on. It'd be like,
That's what I mean. A whole squadron of.
yeah,
I
But how do we feed them
archery
all?
squad.
I just
Be
think
like your guys' versions of stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Squadron of goblins.
I just think it'd be unfair to DM to mess around with that many NPCs.
Well, not really. I'm just like, don't expect to just get open arm welcome everywhere without some working at it. I don't know.
But no,
Whatever.
I just
And it is only goblins, right? Like they do only have like 7 hit points. So I mean, like if they really annoy me,
but
Dead.
they're subject.
Dead goblin.
Yeah.
All your goblins are fucking dead.
exactly. I'm not
Fast
fucking.
healing
I'm not.
word.
I'm not bothered by that type of stuff. If bookkeeping gets too much, then it's it's your goblins. You guys bookkeep, right?
Okay, well, guys, I have to cut it here. It's getting real late here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand. It's midnight, isn't it?
No, it's 1 o'clock.
Oh, it's 1. Oh, geez. Okay,
Yep.
yeah, go. Bye.
Okay, well, have
Peace.
fun. Bye,
Okay, and
guys. Stay alive.
I'm gonna split
Yep,
too.
you do
Yeah,
the same.
stay safe.
Bye.
Take care
Stay
of
safe.
yourself and everyone else.
Yeah.